Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another StarCraft II commentary. Today we're going to be looking at another 1 versus 1. It is going to be a Protoss versus Protoss match. Hold on one second. Recording, yeah. It is going to be a Protoss versus Protoss between hopetisworks, playing the purple Protoss pieces here on the western side of Lost Temple, and then down in the bottom position playing the yellow pieces is going to be Ghost. So it is a Protoss versus Protoss match. Both of these players are fairly high ranked in their diamond leagues, and I'm assuming they are aspiring to get into Masters at some point. So let's get this production tab open and let's get cracking on some StarCraft here. The first pylon for hopetisworks is going down at the top of the ramp there, maybe looking to do some sort of a wall off. Usually you don't see that in Protoss versus Protoss too much. And my mouse is going nuts. There we go. It helps to lock synergy to one screen. I need to learn to do that. Ghost Gateway now going down on 12. The scouting probe for hopetisworks has gone to the wrong position. Tried to go the short way by ground, and nothing doing. And it looks like a forge opening coming up for hopetisworks. So we'll see how that pays off for him. Gas now going down for Ghost. And his scouting probe is going to be moving to his close ground position. And he will soon find out that there's nobody home. And we'll have to move on back. And these two probes are going to high-five each other as they run down the ramp and on their merry way. So we've got a forge opening and now a pylon on the low ground. Interesting. Interesting. And then we're going to throw up a cannon here on the high ground at the corner. Interesting opening, very defensive play. And it looks like we've got the cybernetics core now going down as well for Ghost. And nothing too uncommon there. Gateway finally going down to complement this forge. And it looks like, yeah, very defensive. I believe they were talking about strategies to hold off a 4 warp gate push, so we'll see if hopetisworks can pull it off. Don't know quite yet if that's what Ghost is doing, but thus far, it's ripe for the picking. Probe moving out to the Zeldnaga tower to secure that for now. First Zealot is out as well to go join that probe, most likely. And Ghost's probe is now harassing this pylon, and a cannon going up on the low ground as well. That gateway is finishing. Gas finally going down for hopetisworks. Chrono boost going down on the gateway, and a cyber core about to be thrown down. There it is. And Ghost knows there's a cannon on the high ground. Excuse me. Oh boy, isn't that embarrassing. So that Zealot's going to be poking away at this now, just finishing cannon, and is probably not going to win a one-on-one fight. He needs to get out of there. What have we got going down? 3 more gateways for Ghost, so it is going to be a 4 warp gate push. And we'll see how well Ghost's defense can do. He's already lost that one cannon to the Stalker coming in to reinforce, though I don't know how... I don't really know if it was worth it, because it looks like he's going to lose this Stalker, especially if this Zealot stays trained on him. Oh, nice juke around the minerals to gain some distance. Very good. And he's just going to start shooting away at that pylon with his whole 1 hit point. Very good. Proxy pylon now in the center of the map by the tower to start warping in some units. The warp gate is done, and those are transforming now. Warp gate technology is now just sort of starting for hopetisworks, and he's throwing down 2 additional gateways and another cannon on the high ground, a few more pylons as well. 5 stalkers now to move in here, probably going to snipe this pylon, and that definitely goes down. These 5 stalkers will try to advance up the ramp. 2 cannons will greet them very nicely to say, "Hi, what's up? I've got some photon balls for your face," and they will be forced to run away. Ghost is now using this containing opportunity to grab his natural expansion. Very, very, very smart play. Still playing on only one gas. Hasn't gotten that second gas just yet. And he's trying to do a run by. It looks like he's going to get in there. He's getting in there with all of his stalkers, and this could be very damaging. Could be very damaging for Hope This Works, because if he micros these stalkers correctly, he could pick off a lot of probes. But it looks like he's not really microing too well. He's already lost one stalker to these probes. He needs to pull some scoot and shoot micro here. Trying to pick off the Zealot. There's a Zealot in that mix, and that can do a lot of damage to stalkers. The Zealot goes down. Let's see if he picks off some probes. No probes down yet. There's one probe down. Two. That one stalker almost getting surround. Very lot of damage done to that stalker. Very low on health. And he's going to sneak behind the mineral line, pick off another probe. Two probes. We got another probe. Get one more. Get one more. No. Nope. 2, 3 probes or so, maybe 4 total in that engagement. Not too bad, I suppose. Pylon coming down on the low ground, but it gets cancelled because he knows it would get spotted by those stalkers. And the stalkers from Hope This Works swooping in the nick of time to clean that up. Back at Ghost Base, we have the robotics facility going down, as well as a Twilight Council, another pylon as well. We've still got the proxy pylon in the center of the map here, and Hope This Works now grabbing his natural expansion as well. Very smart play. He just fended off that little run by, and he now feels he's in a very secure position. So both of these players are kind of sitting back in a bit of a macro mode now. The warp gate push has been held off. Ghost warp gate push held off, so both players are going to sit back into a macro mode, and I'd almost go venture to say that Hope This Works is slightly ahead. And these two stalkers way out of position, don't know what they're doing over here. Lucky that they both didn't get picked off there. Probably a bit of a misclick by Ghost at this point. But Hope This Works, definitely not misclicking. He's going to pick off that proxy pylon that's been causing him a lot of problems. And these stalkers again are going to get picked off. That one goes down, and that one's going to get two-shotted, two-volleyed by those stalkers. Goodbye. 2 free kills for Hope This Works. Whenever you can steal some free kills, some free units, it's always worth it. And it definitely hurts your opponent, because at this stage of the game, when there's been like high pressure applied and both players are kind of sitting back into a macro mode trying to get their economies up, any unit you can pick off is worth its weight in minerals, pretty much. So these stalkers are just going to hang out by the watchtower. So are these. Both players kind of thinking the same now. What do we have going on here? The robotics facility is down, and the Colossus Den, as Day 9 likes to call it, is being thrown down as well. So we might see some Colossus play come out. A few sentries and zealots to reinforce these stalkers. And a predominantly stalker force for Ghost, now massing outside of the natural of Hope This Works. So we'll see what comes of that. What else is going down? The Forge now going down. Hopefully we'll see some upgrades come out of there. And Ghost also throwing down a Colossus Den of his own, but we've got an engagement trying to move in and snipe, trying to snipe a unit or two, but one of his gets sniped instead, and he's forced to run back. 6 stalkers is definitely not enough to take on this. But he's not too sure what Ghost has at this point. A few zealots coming out to reinforce the yellow player now as well. Do we have a Colossus coming out? No, it's just an observer at this point. We've got the observer coming out. We're going to see a thermal lance upgrade. We've got a warp prism coming out. Here we go. This should be kind of interesting. I like to see warp prism play because you don't see it a whole lot. Warp prism play is definitely underrated. Hope This Works observer is now moving in here. He's going to see something building from here, and he's going to see that chrono boost going down. +1 upgrades is on the way. +1 upgrades actually for the purple player is just about finished. Didn't actually see that start to go down, but not too big of a deal. Still working off just 3 gateways, I believe. And one of these players needs to move to a 3rd base soon. It looks like we are going to see a little Warp Prism play, but Hope This Works wisely has a pylon there. Does he see that Warp Prism? No, he does not. Does he see that pylon? No, he does not. So he doesn't know that there's a spotting pylon there, and that spotting pylon doesn't know anything yet, but they will know once they move into position. It looks like this probe might be thinking about securing that expansion. Not sure yet. We'll keep an eye on him. Wisely throwing down spotting pylons. I definitely like this play. Spotters. There goes the Thermal Lance upgrade, and a Colossus is on the way. And the yellow player now has 2 Colossus being built from two robotics facilities himself, and he's also got the Thermal Lances on the way. So we've got 1 Colossus on the field with also a predominantly Stalker Zealot heavy army, and there goes the expand down. So there's the 3rd base coming up for the yellow player. Mainly gateway units here. I don't think a Colossus is done yet. Should be popping any moment now. A few more gateways having been thrown down as well. Gas coming up at the at the natural, and both of these players have just kind of played very passively since the first push. Definitely very passive play, very macro oriented so far. 2 Colossus on the field, throwing down a couple of pylons at the natural there. And here comes a Congo line of probes to go start to saturate that. Excuse me. As the main base mineral line is starting to get mined out. A decent chunk of minerals left on there. Anything interesting going on? There is the first Colossus for Hope This Works. Not going real heavy on the Colossus, it looks like. He's throwing another one down and also getting a Warp Prism of his own. Very interesting. Ghost hasn't done anything yet with this Warp Prism, and both of these players are just sitting back right now. Ghost boldly taking the gold, which I believe he probably should have done first instead of taking this expansion. But he'll be up 4 bases over 2. And forget, the purple player is still only on 2 base. So he'll be in a lot of trouble here once these 2 expansions actually kick in and start feeding money. Ghost will have more money than he knows what to do with at this point. He'll get more production facilities up, start mass upgrading, +1 armor and +2 weapons now on the way, +1 armor just finished. More Colossus coming out. And it looks like, yeah, Hope This Works just tried to do a drop with that Warp Prism, and it didn't do too well. The Warp Prism got sniped. Only 2 Zealots landed. Yeah. You want to be a little more effective than that, but definitely it's worth trying to go for the Warp Prism play and see where you can go from there. But again, we're right back into this kind of macro mode. Both players are sitting back. Let's take a look at the army value. And Ghost is definitely ahead at this point. He's 158 over 132, and he is at 200 max supply, so he can just pump units at this point. Doesn't even need to worry about pylons. More gateways being thrown down to reinforce the gold. Pylon out here, and Ghost is just securing his half of the map. Definitely good play. Just sit back and macro. But one of these players is going to have to move out soon. Hope This Works definitely needs to grab and expand. If he doesn't grab and expand soon, he will be in a lot of trouble, as the army value and the economy definitely favor the yellow player at this point. And it looks like we might have an engagement. No. Yellow player is just going to sit there, but it's very tentative. Line right here, and here they go. Colossus in the back. Ghost is trying to spread out his Colossus, and it looks like he's doing tons and tons of damage here. The ground units for Hope This Works are just melting away. The Colossus in the back, and it's going to be predominantly Colossus versus Colossus now, and Ghost definitely has more Colossus, and all of the forces of Hope This Works fall to that Colossus and Gateway army. 2 Stalkers here, just, what am I doing out here? I'm going to die. Not too much for them to do. So 4 Colossus roaming free on the field. The entire army of Hope This Works has been destroyed. And now we've got a drop going down. Here, that Warp Prism has finally been useful. So a drop into the main, a warp-in drop. So this is definitely locked down, and I definitely don't know what hopetisworks can do at this point. He is in a lot of trouble. Large number of Colossus on the field here. His main is being ransacked by this drop-in units, plus Blink Stalkers. Ghost is just doing tons and tons of damage, sniping the few Colossus that have just spawned, and even trying to pump out an Immortal over here before this robotics bay dies. So while he may clean up the forces in the main, nope, scratch that. Reinforcing Zealots moving in from the Warp Prism here. This guy is doing tons and tons of damage, and there he calls GG. So he was definitely outplayed there, but his main flaw was he didn't expand, he didn't try to build up his economy on par with that of Ghost, and it just ended up biting him in the rear end. So great Protoss versus Protoss play, and hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time. Take care.